Aquinas said, love is willing the good of another. So when we want what's good for someone else, we want what's best for that other person, we are loving them. And when someone wants the best for us, they are loving us. You know, sometimes in our world it can be hard to distinguish whether someone's really loving us or not, you know. And if someone wants you to do something or wants you to, you know, be someone who you aren't, and they're not wanting what's best for you, that's not love. Okay, so we have to be able to recognize what love is and what it isn't. The virtue of chastity is a great help in helping us to love. And we're going to talk about why. Has anybody ever heard of a chastity belt? Anybody ever heard of that? In my generation, when you said the word chastity, immediately we all thought of chastity belt. Chastity belt is basically like metal underwear that parents would make their daughters wear, and it had a lock on it, lock and key, to make sure they were virgins when they got married. Okay? You think your dad's strict, right? Okay. No. This is real. Yeah. In Victorian times, women had to wear chastity belts. Okay. That's not chastity. Okay. That's not what chastity is. But that, you know, when I grew up, that's always what we thought of when someone said chastity. We're like, oh no, I don't want any part of that. You know, that seems painful. So we need to learn and understand what the virtue of chastity is in order to use it to help us to love. Chastity frees us to love others. John Paul II said, chastity can only be thought of in the association with the virtue of love. Its function is to free love from the utilitarian attitude. What does that mean? Utilitarian. What does utilitarian mean?
Kind of like concept, like taking away that love has to be physical at all times.
Well, utilitarian in and of itself means using. Okay, so, you know, utility, that sort of thing. So we want to be freed from the utilitarian attitude, the attitude that we have of using people, right, for whatever purpose that we need them for, right? So chastity functions to free love from the utilitarian attitude. We can't love and have a utilitarian attitude. So that's what John Paul II is saying here. The next quote, 3D on your sheets if you have one. Only the chaste man and the chaste woman are capable of true love. Chastity frees us to love and to know we're being loved. Okay? So St. John Paul II is trying to teach us something important, and we're going to talk some more about that. Now, I do want to make a distinction between sexual desire and lust. Okay? All sexual desire is not lust. We were created to desire. We have desires, and those desires are good. God created us with desires, and those aren't bad. But what we have to learn, and hopefully I can help you with that in this session, is what do we do with that desire? And how is that desire good? And how can we have this desire and have good relationships and not lust? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. John Paul II said, the greater the feeling of responsibility for your beloved, the more love you have. So when you feel responsible for someone, like a mother and her child, you know, my children, I feel responsible for them because I love them. You know, I'm not just going to leave them at home to figure it out when they're 2 years old. I have responsibility for that person, right? I love them. And when someone feels responsible for you, then they love you as well. And I'm not talking about they have to do your homework or anything. I'm just talking about responsible to make sure that what is good is happening for you and what's best is happening for you. Something I want to mention, and we'll talk more about it later, is pornography. Pornography is the essential using of another person. Okay, pornography is an epidemic in our country. As a matter of fact, in Utah and Virginia, it's been declared a public health crisis. A public health crisis. And it will be declared a public health crisis in more places. Because what happens is we train ourselves to use another person. We are using another person for our selfish pleasure. We're not looking at that person as a whole person, body and soul. We're only looking at their parts in order to give us some sort of, to fulfill some sort of desire that we have. That is absolutely the opposite of love. And when you train yourself in use, you train yourself to not love. One more point I wanted to make about, did I skip something? Oh, okay, sorry. The next quote is 3H, and C.S. Lewis said, lust is a poor, weak, whimpering, whispering thing compared with the richness and energy of desire which will arise when lust has been killed. Okay, so this desire, again, C.S. Lewis, if you've ever heard of him or read him, is a great Catholic author. And see, The richness and energy of desire. So here's that desire again. Desire is not bad. Desire is good. And it's better, according to C.S. Lewis, when lust has been killed. When we free ourselves of this need to use other people for our selfish pleasure, okay? That's when the best desire, the richest and energy of desire, increases and is even better. Okay, so let's talk about for a minute why we have this desire. Why did God create us this way? In Genesis 1:27, it says, God created mankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So each and every one of us is created in the image and likeness of God. What does God look like? If I'm created in the image and likeness of God, is God a 5'4" female with brown hair? No. So what does that mean? I'm created in the image and likeness of God. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, it says, God has revealed his innermost secret. Are you guys ready to know God's innermost secret? God himself is an eternal exchange of love, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and he has destined us to share in that exchange. What does that mean? He's an eternal exchange of love. St. Augustine said that God the Father is the lover, and Jesus the Son is the beloved, and the Holy Spirit is the love between the two. So in my mind, I kind of picture it like this. You have God the Father, and he's eternally, it's an eternal exchange of love. He's eternally pouring out his love. Eternally pouring out his love. And then you have Jesus, and Jesus is eternally receiving the love. Receiving is an important part of loving. You have to receive the love, right? And then he's eternally giving it back, right? He receives love of God the Father, and he returns it, okay? And God the Father is receiving the love from Jesus, pouring it out again, right? And this exchange between them, this huge exchange of love that's going on, creates the third person, the Holy Spirit. Okay, that's St. Augustine's picture of how that works. How beautiful is that? And then look at what it says next. He has destined us to share in that exchange. We are destined to be caught up in this beautiful exchange of love between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You know, when I was thinking about that and what that looked like, it brought me back to when I was in high school and I went to a conference kind of like this, and there was a band playing. How about the band here? I love them. There was a band playing, much like them, and I just felt this just filling of my heart. I felt like my heart was going to explode with love. And you know, I knew people that kind of were infatuated with bands and actors and actresses, and it wasn't that. I wasn't drawn to the band. Although I thought they were a good band, I wasn't drawn to them. I was drawn upward. I was drawn to God. I felt like he was just pouring out this love to me, you know? And my heart was just exploding. I think that was the first time I experienced this eternal exchange of love. What else? I'm a lover of nature. I love sunsets and sunrises, and sometimes I have to pull over. That's my daughter. And experience this exchange of love. I just get out there and I just want to be there, be in it. I want to experience the gift that he's giving me in this beautiful sunset or many, many other things in nature. I love nature. What else can we experience this eternal exchange of love? How many of you in adoration last night just felt your heart fill? When I'm in adoration, I can feel it. I feel this love that he's trying to pour out and that I'm destined to participate in, and you are too. And so we need to seek that. We need to seek this participation in the eternal exchange of love. You see, because many times we try to fill our hearts with things that aren't going to fill them. You know, Emily talked about it in the women's session. Sorry I didn't go to the men's section, but I could be in two places at one time. But you know, we like shopping and we like doing other things. We want all of these things in our life. But sometimes we think that those things that aren't bad in general, shopping's not bad, right? But if we try to replace that and we try to think, well, if I can just get this pair of shoes, I'm going to be happy. Or if I just can get the iPhone 7, I'm going to be happy. If I can just get this PS4 game I want, then I'm going to be happy. We're not. None of those things can make us happy because, you see, this eternal exchange of love that we're destined to participate in is infinite. God has this eternal pouring out of love that's an infinite love. It's like a baby who is hungry, sucking on a pacifier or a thumb. Are they going to stop crying? No, because they're hungry. They want milk, right? And that's what we're trying to do when we're trying to fill our hearts with these other things that aren't infinite. God is infinite. His love for us is infinite. And that's the only thing that it's going to fill our hearts and make us happy. So I ask you, as you go about your life, seek this eternal exchange of love. Don't try to numb it. Don't try to numb yourself by always being in noise, always having the radio or the TV on. Always, many people go to alcohol. This kid at our high school just this week headed to Rice. He's a senior, got pre-approved for Rice, got busted for weed. He's seeking that drug to numb himself, to help him try to experience this gift that God freely gives us. We're freely given this love from Him, and we can experience it if we open our hearts and seek it. Nothing else is going to do it. We can try, and it's not going to do it because the love is infinite that we desire. People that are married. No married people in here, right?
Couple.
Okay? Many, many times, okay, I see it over and over again, and it's the saddest thing ever, okay? When we're dating, we're looking for a spouse, we have this incorrect thought that this person that I marry is going to fill me. They're going to complete me. You hear people say that, right? They're going to complete me. They're going to make me happy. They are not going to make you happy. And if you marry someone expecting happiness from that person, in my view, that's why all these divorces are happening. Okay? Because another person cannot make you happy. Now, I'm not trying to say marriage is terrible and you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if you are